Coach Sumo here, back with another one. If you can see me in the reflection of my car, you know what it is. I am not AI. Let's lock this car door. Hopefully, won't be dealing with any rain today. Welcome to Speaking Smashinese. And just so you know, Smashinese is a term I created in college. It simply means the language of lovemaking or the language of making out. Let me cross this street. Safety first, or the language of intimacy. Now, why is this man talking about crossing the street? If you are listening on an audio podcast, I am actually walking right now in real time as I'm recording this podcast. I guess you can consider me your free walking buddy who loves to talk about relationships, family life, personal finances, and all that good stuff. Please consider walking with me, walking with us, joining the Speaking Smashinese community while you listen to the podcast, because the fitness aspect of this podcast just might be the most important part today. Our topic is paying attention to what your partner is doing right. All right. Come on, even if you're home, in your living room, okay? Please put your headphones on or turn the volume up on your television and walk in place. High knees, march. Let's move, okay? We are killing two birds with one stone with this podcast that I know of. It is the first of its kind. And yes, if you're on YouTube, you just saw me pick a dime up off of the ground. I will not walk over money. That's cool that happened right here while I'm recording. Okay, we're talking about paying attention to what your partner is doing right. And I'm going to talk to you like I talk to my mixed martial arts students or my clients, right? When I used to be a personal trainer. Because some of you are out here doing, what do you want to call it? Are out here doing relationship cardio and completely skipping the strength training. Do you know what that looks like? Do you know what type of person I am describing? Are you this type of person? The type that notices every mistake. You track every flaw. You replay every argument over and over and over and over again. You actively look for things, right, to attack your partner for. I think some of you, depending on people's ages, might call it doing too much, might call it nitpicking, but what do we have? Nagging. You just harp on the negative because you're looking for the negative. Basically, you notice every little imperfect thing about your partner, okay? But when your partner does something right, you barely even notice it. You ignore the fact that they did something that just might deserve praise or at least recognition, some type of acknowledgement. And in no time at all, you absolutely forget what they even did, no matter how big of a deal it was. But this never happens with the bad stuff or the annoying stuff or the negative stuff, right? Am I pushing any buttons? Am I stepping on any toes? Are you this type of person? Or are you the victim? Are you in a relationship that tends to go just how I just explained it, just how I just defined it? Today's focus is simple. Pay attention to what your partner is doing right. Not because you're ignoring problems, okay? Not because you're ignoring the bad stuff or the negative stuff, but because your brain is wired to do the opposite of paying attention to what your partner is doing right. So humans are pre-wired to focus on the sensational, to focus on the controversial, to focus on the negative. Okay? So we have to be aware of that if we are going to avoid slipping down that rabbit hole and destroying our relationships. Your brain has something called negativity bias. And I know that sounds like a fancy term, but it just means your brain is designed to notice what's wrong faster than it will notice what's right or what's good or what's positive, especially in a relationship. And good morning. And why does our rude, ignorant brain do this? It's because historically, wrong things equaled dangerous things. And right things equaled optional things. Yeah, we could do that, or we could not do that. Okay? So in relationships, your brain kind of goes, well, they didn't text back fast enough. Alert, 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 warning, warning, warning. But on the other hand, or let's say the positive side hand of things. Yeah, I know that sounds funny. You notice that they've been consistent all week. And all you can say is, meh. Okay. Whatever. That's what they're supposed to do. Are you guilty of any of this? It's important to know. I want all of you to ask yourself, what has my partner done right this week that I did not acknowledge? Don't skip over that question. It's more important than you might think. Now, some of you that are listening, some of you that are listening and walking with me right now, right? Because I know you can hear my breathing. These hills are killing me. I'm struggling. Some of you know that I did mixed martial arts or MMA and bare knuckle fighting professionally. And I still train people from time to time. So let me use a coach's or a personal trainer's analogy to hopefully make all of this stick. If you were training with me and you said, well, coach, man, I only focus on what I'm doing wrong in the gym, I'd look at you like, oh, I see. So none of this matters. You want to quit because when that's how you think about things, that's how progress dies. That's how progress perishes. The same thing goes for relationships. You don't build strength or improve by only tracking the failures or the bad things or the negative things in your relationship. Let's do it this way. Let's say your partner shows up on time every single day. They check in during the day, sometimes making an attempt to uplift you by saying something cute. What up, girl? What up, boy? Whatever, right? And I mean, this person handles their business and responsibilities without you having to ask them for much of anything. But what do you say? you say absolutely nothing. You say nada. You don't say anything at all. But then one day, and it's probably inevitable, right? One day, they mess up, or they inadvertently forgot to do something, or they were a few minutes late picking you up from work or an event, or meeting you somewhere, or getting home on time because you guys have plans. And then, what do you say? I can hear it now. You never. Or, I can't believe you didn't do this. I can't believe you didn't do that. I can't believe. And now, in addition to feeling unappreciated as crap, I should add, your partner is thinking, wait a minute. None of what I always do counts. I made this one tiny little misstep. Are you being fair to your partner? There's another concept I want to touch on called positive reinforcement. It kind of sounds technical, but it's about as basic can get. Positive reinforcement simply means what gets acknowledged gets repeated. That's important enough in this conversation for me to repeat that. What gets acknowledged gets repeated. So, if you notice effort, if you appreciate consistency, and who among us doesn't? If you acknowledge that you recognize your partner's growth, you increase the chances of seeing those behaviors again. Wow. Coach, are you serious? I am extremely serious. So what are you doing? Yes, you. Listening right now. Walking with me. Right now. What are you doing? Are you training your partner to grow? Or are you training them to feel like nothing at all is ever enough to please you? And for the record, this feeling is extremely detrimental to relationships. When people feel like nothing I ever do is noticed, nothing, Margaret, nothing, Bob, nothing I ever do is noticed. When people feel like that, they do not become better. All of your barking changes absolutely nothing. Instead, they become quieter. They shrink into themselves. I know you've seen people like that. Or maybe you've been there yourself. They pull away from everybody. Over time, they gradually give less effort. Their energy is low. They're dragging. And over time, they engage less and less and less. Not because they don't care, though, but because effort feels pointless. If something isn't getting you anywhere, you give up, right? Well, most people do the same thing. And this is what those people are going to do. But we started by talking about an ideal, nearly perfect partner when we began our conversation. But in the real world, we actually, hold on guys, let me cross the street. In the real world, we actually meet people that don't hardly get anything right in the early stages of the relationship. In fact, you might be with someone like this right now. So, let's say, okay, before I finish that thought, let me knock out some push-ups. If you're new to the podcast, this is something that we do in the community. Yes, we're walking. Yes, we are learning. Yes, we are improving ourselves. But we occasionally break, if you want to call it a break, to either do push-ups or body weight squats or box squats or burpees or jumping jacks. And for those of you that are already too exhausted from the walk because of your conditioning level or your fitness level, it's okay. I am not one of those trainers. I'm not one of those coaches. Hydrate and take this chance to chill a little bit or keep walking. We'll catch up. So push-ups for me. 1. Hey, do me a favor. While I'm catching my breath, subscribe to the channel or download the podcast. Thanks. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. I feel that, of course, you do not have to do 75 push-ups in one clip. But guess what? I walk every day. I record an episode every single day. So, if you've downloaded the podcast or you are subscribed on YouTube, then you get plenty of time to reach that 75 number. If you do it in a week, but last week you were doing 0 push-ups or squats or jumping jacks in a week, be proud of yourself. You have accomplished something massive. Okay? Do what you are able to do. I don't expect anyone to keep up with me. I was a whole professional athlete. And yes, I'm out of shape right now. I would say severely, but I'm not totally out of the loop physically, okay? Where was I? I think I was about to... Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's say your less than perfect partner gradually starts communicating better. Something you've been wanting from day one. They start being more patient. Something you've been wanting for day one. They've started cleaning up after themselves. Something you've been wanting from day one. They start telling you that your hair looks nice, or you smell good, or your outfit looks good. Something you've been wanting from day one. And the list could go on and on and on. But what I'm trying to say is your partner is really making the small changes that matter to you in a relationship. Maybe your mother doesn't care. Maybe your best friend doesn't care. I'm talking about the things that matter to you. But you're still, despite their progress, you're still focused on the things they haven't fixed yet. Because it won't happen all at once, right? And this is why I say gradually. But it's almost like you're punishing them because nobody changes all at once. None of us have the ability to improve instantaneously. It just isn't a thing. It isn't possible. So after you've crushed their spirit, after you've shut them down, after you've belittled them, after you've spoken to them in a condescending tone, okay, basically just kicked them in their grill, your partner starts to say to themselves, hold up, I'm improving. I know I'm improving. I'm really, really trying. I'm really, really working on this. And it still doesn't matter to her, or it still doesn't matter to him, this is how progress dies. Let me say it one more time. This is how progress dies. This is how people die inside. This is how people make the evening news, because they snapped, felt like there was no other way, and they either hurt other people or they hurt themselves, or they did both. And it could be all because of your selective attention. And selective attention just means, I want to make sure you guys get this. We all see what we choose to focus on. If we look for problems with our partners, well, guessity what? Guess what now there, will ya? We will find problems with our partners. Wow. Are you serious, coach? I am absolutely serious. But if we look for effort and progress that our partners are making, we will absolutely find that too. Yes, because selective attention, it works both ways. So what do you say, chat? What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? My beautiful, health-conscious, speaking Smashinese community, what do you say? While you're thinking about that, I owe you guys some more push-ups. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Sorry about the squeaky bus stop bench, guys. But a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, right? Ladies, you too, of course. Okay? Just do it. Okay? While I was doing those push-ups, I think the last thing I asked was, I can't remember the last thing I asked, but we'll move forward. If someone was invisible and secretly, covertly watched your relationship for, let's say, 4 months, 6 months, would they say that you notice effort, or would they say you tend to overlook the good things your partner does, and you try to focus on the negative or the bad things. Yes, I am walking up a hill. I do apologize. Let me say it like this. You can't build a strong relationship on emotional criticism alone. That's like, to use another personal training or gym analogy, that's like trying to get in shape by only pointing out the fat on your body, or never making an attempt to build muscle. That's like us walking within the speaking Smashinese universe and believing that the walking alone will fix our little pooch, our love handles, our flabby legs or our flabby arms. It won't. We must do some resistance training as well. And calisthenics, which is what we're doing out in the street, because I typically always wear a vest, so I'm not about to carry any weights with me, guys. But just like in fitness, in relationships, you need both things, okay? You need to point out the fat, all right? So in a relationship, what's the fat? That's the things that aren't so great, the things you want to get rid of, the things that are wearing you down, the things that are a burden, the things that are a wedge, the things that are negatively impacting your quality of life with your partner. But you also need to work on it, right? You need to build muscle. Okay, coach, how does that relate to a relationship? I know what it means in fitness, but how does that relate to a relationship? Well, this was our topic today, okay? Or this is our underlying thesis. Let me say that. Start acknowledging what your partner does right, okay? There you go. That's 5 sets of 20 squats right there. That's 3 sets of bench press. That's some deadlifts. That's about 400 push-ups. You see where I'm going? Start working on building muscle in your relationship. You need correction and you need recognition. Okay? I recognize that there's some good. I recognize there's some bad. Let me correct the bad if I'm able to. and we can move on with our happy lives. So, if your partner comes to you and says something like, hey, I tried to handle that situation differently this time, your response determines everything. They said that because you asked them to work on something, and that is fine. That is what communication is all about. They came to you and they're like, hey, they didn't say, how'd I do? They're not looking for a grade, but guess what? They're looking for a grade. They're looking for a score. When they mention this to you, they're letting you know, reminding you, I did try. And what goes unspoken is, babe, yeah, how did I do? Did I do okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? Your response to that statement determines everything. If you part your lips and say, well, you still did it wrong, you just destroyed your partner. They will shut down so fast, it will make your head spin. But since you are an intelligent part of the Speaking Smashinese community, if you say something like, I see what you were trying to do. I'm impressed. Thank you. You will supercharge your relationship. And growth will be the word of the moment. And it's the same moment. You get that? Okay? How that moment turns out was up to you. You can be negative about it, or you can be positive about it. But if you're positive, if you're understanding, if you're patient and tolerant yourself, if you recognize that they are trying, it's a totally different outcome. But I know we have community members that are strong and might be thinking that I'm telling them to settle for less, or to lower their standards somehow by only paying attention to what their partner does right. No to the no, to the no, no, no. This is not what I'm saying, guys. Paying attention to what's right does not mean lowering your standards or ignoring issues that need to be addressed. I do not want any of you to pretend that everything is perfect in your relationship if it is not. Okay? And maybe I shouldn't use the perfect word, but I'm just trying to drive home a point. I just want you to be aware enough to track progress and acknowledge it openly. Openly. Acknowledge it openly. Now, ask yourself, when my partner does something I don't like, do I chastise them or put them down? Or do I look for how they might be improving and then verbally recognize it to uplift them? I don't care if they're 22, so they're old enough. I don't care if they're 36, so they're old enough. I don't care if they're 49, so you think they're old enough. I don't care if they're 70. Relationships happen at all ages, and the dynamics of relationships don't change simply because someone has achieved a certain number of birthdays. Age means absolutely nothing. Please understand that. People don't just need to be corrected. They need to feel seen in their effort. Because effort is where change begins. Now understand that sentence. Effort is not change. Effort is moving in the right direction. But maybe they don't have it totally just yet. So effort precedes change, okay? It's where change begins, which means effort is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So, in addition to taking care of your physical well-being, I want you guys to do this on occasion. On occasion. Notice one thing your partner did right recently. One thing. Just one. Acknowledge that one thing out loud. Be specific. Let them know exactly what it is that they did that pleased you. Don't talk to them like a child. Don't throw a party. Don't buy don't buy balloons. But show some enthusiasm or smile or something. Geez, stick your index finger in my dimple and wink. Do something. And do not tell me that you don't have to worry about it because your partner never does anything right. Well, maybe you're just being too hard on them. How about that? How about that? I want you to focus on effort, not perfection. I want you to focus on consistency, not intensity. When you make improvements to yourself, you want people to notice, right? Well, when your partner makes improvements, recognize them for what they are. And don't beat them over the head if they're not perfect yet. This is not an exercise about completion. None of what I said today is about completion. If you love your partner and you want to be with them, give your partner a chance to grow. Yes, please address issues, but don't ignore progress. Again, address the things that they do wrong or that tick you off or rub you the wrong way. But if you're going to do that, recognize what they do right as well, because acknowledgement is nothing but speaking metaphorically, is nothing but sunlight and water and fertilizer. Whatever you acknowledge will grow. Okay? And I have another bench in front of me. I think I'm up to 125. I'm taking another push-up break, guys. I owe you. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. The burn. The burn. The burn. I think that's 200 for me. Let me know what you did on our calisthenics breaks, our active breaks. If you are following me, subscribe to me on YouTube. And if you are, please like the video, share with someone, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Okay? Where was I? We're gonna wrap this up, okay? We all need to understand. I know not all of us are guilty, but we can learn something, and we can maybe help someone, a child, a parent, a friend, a coworker, right? Stop expecting finished products. Stop jumping from relationship to relationship, hoping the next person might be a little better or a little bit more perfect. That's what you thought? We need to stop doing that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Get up and get out. But if there's more good than bad, try working on what you have. Try working on what you built. Okay? Because at the end of the day, nobody gets better in an environment where nothing they do is enough. This can't work in the gym, and this doggone shore never works in real life. It especially doesn't work in relationships. So, if you want something stronger, if you love your partner and want them to fit into your puzzle even better, start noticing what's already working or already right, and acknowledge your partner's effort. Please acknowledge your partner's effort, because that's where real growth begins. I appreciate every single one of you who are supporting this journey of mine, this social experiment, okay? And keep in mind, I will continue to do this no matter what. And each of you should have something in your life that you're going to do no matter what, okay? It's difficult to say, to challenge myself to record something for a podcast every single day so I can be the example for someone out there. But the fitness aspect and the human behavior, psychological, relationship psychology aspect are equally important to me. So I am not unique in this world in that respect. I know it's going to resonate with someone else, but that means I have to challenge myself to get up, okay, to come up with ideas to talk about with you guys. I have to then hit the street, regardless of the weather, find somewhere, and I have to walk, I have to record, and then I have to get the stuff edited, although I do minimal editing. I want everything to be as real and authentic and organic as possible, but it still has to come off, right, of my device and into the computer, and then I have to come up with a thumbnail and all this good stuff. My point is, I'm going to do this no matter what, okay? This is who I am, and my lower back, it hurts. My knees, they hurt. My feet don't hurt much, but they hurt enough. And I'm only into the beginning of week 3. So that means it's okay. I'll be okay. My body will get used to it, and all of these pains will dissipate. They'll go away. They'll disappear. So take that as a tiny little message as well. Keep walking. Keep pursuing the absolute best version of yourself that you possibly can. Again, I appreciate all of you guys. You are listening to Speaking Smashinese. I am your hill suffering, walking a lot daily host, Coach Sumo. I will walk with you guys in the next episode. Ciao.